Okay, guys. So my name is Architect Raj Vaswani, and I started Ace Design Institute around 2 years ago. And basically, I train students in different various softwares, and now we have a team with us who trains them in all advanced level softwares as well. But I still am the trainer for Sketchup because I believe that Sketchup is a very basic tool that whether you're a architect, interior designer, design enthusiast, anyone who you are, right? SketchUp can let you do many versatile things that we yet don't understand and we yet don't know. And SketchUp is only building their different tools, their different modes of working. All of this they are building right now. And every single version that comes up, or every time they build a new extension, we are able to do many more things in SketchUp. Okay. So I'll just be showing you guys a couple of things that SketchUp has to offer. Also, from tomorrow for a week, we have a masterclass session that is starting. And that masterclass is basically going to cover everything in vast detail because we'll be taking 2.5 hours every day. That's 4 to 6:30. And then we'll be seeing what all gets covered in the masterclass session. For this session, whether you are an architect, whether you have used SketchUp before or not, you will be learning many more different things. You'll be seeing what SketchUp can do for you guys. Okay, so let's see how we do this right now. Okay, so as you guys can see, we are now in SketchUp, and I'm just going to start right from the basics and then kind of go all the way inside into the details about it. Okay, so you guys can see that there is two faces over here. One is a green face and one is this blue face, right? They are done to replicate our land and our sky. So the land and the sky is basically kind of just replicated through these colors. Now, you'll have to start your audio if y'all can't hear me, guys. Now, if once you guys are understanding that both of these are done through replication of our land and our ground, we have these axes over here. All right, so blue, green, and red. Now, we can use these axes to actually work in. That is what we are supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be using the axis to work with. All right. Apart from that, on the left over here, you guys can see that we have different sets of tools. All right. Now, each of these sets have different categories. Okay. So the first category over here is your select category. The second category, and how do you define these categories or differentiate these categories? It's through these lines over here. Okay. So we will be seeing that there are different categories over here. Each of these categories lets us do a particular thing. All right. So the first category is select category, second is draw, third is modify, fourth is annotation, fifth is your movement and panning around, and the last one is your look around and section category. All right. So for this entire session, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you guys how you can create certain things and then place them very quickly into SketchUp while creating a lot of different things as well. So let's assume that I just go ahead and I'm just going to create this rectangle over here, and I'll just pull it out slightly. So we're kind of creating a wall for it. Now we can import objects into SketchUp as well. Okay, we can import files from Autocad into SketchUp and we can work with them. But you can even draft in SketchUp and then export the file from SketchUp to AutoCAD. So your work gets reduced, okay, like a lot. And then from AutoCAD, or you can directly take them into Photoshop and start rendering them, okay. So we're just going to see how we can kind of build a very basic house over here, or a very basic room as such over here. So I'll just go ahead and create something like this. All right, guys, so just have a look at what all we can do with SketchUp, and you'll see as and when we go ahead in this, you guys will see many things that will be very different, which maybe you guys would have not kind of seen in the past. Okay, so I'll just build a very basic thing right now over here. Right, so multiple copying at the same time and then kind of getting these perpendiculars for it to be straight. I've used SketchUp for 10 years, so there are many things that I have seen that we can do and very useful for all of us. So it will really benefit you guys to know that SketchUp can do such kind of things as well. All right, so I'll just kind of quickly go ahead and build let's say just a basic room over here. And we'll just go ahead and kind of create this entire thing into a. So I'm sure most of y'all would know this because this is the most simplest thing that we are doing right now. We're just giving it a plinth, and we can now access the entire plinth portion from here itself. So I'll just go up and start giving this a height. So these will be my internal steps. Now you guys would see many times that if you're working in SketchUp already, that you have a blue surface and a white surface. These are basically your default surfaces, okay? Default surfaces are the surface which get created the minute you build anything in SketchUp. If I make this rectangle, this is a default surface. And you can see it's blue and now you can see it's white. Basically, these surfaces act in a different way, all right? So you guys can see this is blue and this is white. If I pick this up and I double click here, it will react differently. So that's basically what the blue surface will let us do. If you guys have not used SketchUp before, that's completely fine. You guys can understand this if you take up a masterclass, because a lot of things in SketchUp work with a lot of logic, okay, the way they have done it. All we have to do is understand that logic basically, all right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of build these out right now. And we just build basic stairs here, guys. Just let me just complete building this very basic house for you guys, and the rest of you who don't know how to build this house, that's also quite fine. But we'll see after this how to build furniture as well, okay? And that's going to be very different furniture. So right now I'm just going to kind of pick all this up till the plinth over here. And now we'll just give this a height. Let's say this is 3 and this is 3 as well. And this is 3 as well. And we'll quickly go ahead and build our lintel levels, guys. Okay, so once I'm done with this, then before we go ahead and build the roof, I'll be showing you guys how to do up furniture as well, okay? Now we work with groups and components, okay? Like you guys will be working with blocks and with groups in AutoCAD. Over here, we work with groups and components, okay, guys? Now, once you have completely built up a very basic kind of a house over here, what y'all are going to do is just build this up with its lintel level as well. Okay. Now we'll just go ahead and make this into a group. So groups and blocks are literally the same thing like groups and components over here. Okay. So whenever we're building large scale structures, you want to build the floors into groups, and you want to make your windows, doors, all the things which will change quicker into components. All right, so I'll just give you an idea about that. So you guys can see I'm quickly going ahead and building a window. I'm sure most of y'all would be thinking, but we have a 3D warehouse, right? So why am I building a window? Well, there'll be sometimes when you will not be using the 3D warehouse, or you will be having a different size which you will not be finding in the 3D warehouse, or you will just want to kind of create your own type of a thing, all right? So this will show you that you can build in your own manner as well, all right? So it's not going to be too much of an issue. Okay, guys, now I'll just kind of copy this over here, and we'll just kind of give this an offset again. And you can see the best part about making groups and components is that both of them will act simultaneously, and we can kind of have very faster modeling methods, all right? And I'll just kind of go ahead here and make a rectangle. Now we can just quickly go ahead, select glass, and I'll just put up some material. So material will basically come in from using the bucket tool. And of course, we can edit this material. Now, one thing I would just like to show all of y'all is, even if you guys have used this material before, right? You guys can see that we can kind of add material from here directly. Please close your cameras and your audio if you guys are joining right now. You guys can see that over here, right? If we use this button, so we can actually go ahead and kind of just add up images over here itself. So you can see that, right? How I've kind of added images here. So you can add these images from anywhere that you guys want. Please close your camera, everyone. Okay. So yeah, so guys, that's basically how we can kind of add some material over here or add any kind of an image as well. Just give me a second to close some of your camera, guys. Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, fine. Pooja, please close your camera. Okay, so now guys, once we are done creating this much, you guys will now understand why components are good. I thought you already guys would have understood by now that components will let you work together. All right, so if I've made this entire window into a component, let's say I place it here, and now I place it here, and I want you guys to see how quickly things can be done in SketchUp. All right, so you can see I've made both of these. Let's think about just opening one of these up. Okay, so I'll just open this window up, something like that. And you can see over here also it's kind of opened up. So that's how the components are going to help you guys to actually work faster in SketchUp. When you want to set a particular type of a view or something, it will work faster in SketchUp. Now guys, when you're working in SketchUp, a lot of times, most of the times what happens is you'll notice that sometimes you might find some broken surfaces over here, but it all can get resolved very easily. Okay, so all you have to do is maybe just make a line like this to kind of resolve it. You can see how easy that was, correct? Very easy to resolve things in SketchUp. Now we'll go a little bit into the detailing of this model, okay guys, and we're going to do a little bit of exterior facade as well, so you guys will see how organic facades can be built up. That's right, organic shapes. Okay, and it's very easy to do it in SketchUp. It's not difficult at all. I'll just kind of go ahead and put up a board over here, which will be the flooring board. And just you guys just make sure you guys are seeing how much detail can be done over here as well. Okay. Now, once we are done with putting up this flooring area over here, I'm just going to kind of select all of these portions and kind of just copy it outside over here. That's as quick. All right. And we're going to kind of just pick this up and give it a thickness. So this thickness is basically going to be the tiling thickness. Okay, so how big do you, what is your tile size? Basically we'll be putting this up over here, but it's not enough to just put up tile thickness, right? You have to give a skirting as well. A lot of y'all know that skirting is very important. Also, skirting makes your model look very nice as well. Okay, so when I'm saying it looks nice is if you're doing an interior, right? Of course, in real life you'll be doing skirting. You will be, of course, giving a skirting, but in a model also, the more detailed your model, the better the render. This is something which will help you guys understand that whenever your models are made well, then only will your render look good. Otherwise, your renders might not even look good, how much ever you use Lumion or whatever you use. You have to have good models. All right, so I'll just kind of go and pick these up over here, and we can kind of open these up because over here we will not be having our skirting. Okay, so just if you guys are interior designers or you guys are architects, just wait up and see how we kind of create things for everyone over here. Okay, so this is right now I built a structure, then I'm going ahead and kind of building its interior as well. Okay, and we can just kind of push these from here. Now one more thing I want to tell you guys is, if you all have used SketchUp already, a lot of times you'll get lost like this in space when you are kind of scrolling, or your scroll will not work. You can see I'm scrolling but it's not working. So what you guys always should do is always keep your scroll on your object and then only scroll in and scroll out. It will work the best, otherwise you'll get lost. And let's say you get lost, okay, shift plus Z will bring you back. Okay, so shift plus Z guys will bring you back over here. Okay, now let's say that I pick this up again, 0.15, and I'll just open these skirtings up for you guys like this. Okay, so once I've kind of opened all this up over here, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about wall paneling. Okay, so just have a look. But before that, I will first go ahead, select this and make it into a group, and I will kind of paste it now over here. And sometimes it's difficult to place things inside because everything is such a big mass, correct? So what we will be doing is we will press K. K is going to let us see the interior as an X-ray view. You guys can see that as an X-ray view. And then it's easy for me now to place it. K, okay, K for king will let you see the interiors through an X-ray view. Now, once I have kind of put this up, guys, over here, you guys can see that we forgot to kind of pick up our lintels over here. So that's not going to be a problem. What I'm going to do is just kind of select my scale things from here, which is basically going to be my window. So I'll just pick this up first. Let's say I pick this up around 0.6. I'll go ahead and pick this up 0.6 as well. Select both, and we can easily go ahead and scale. Now, a lot of times problems happen that even the scale we cannot see because there is a big mass. So I'll press K. K will let us see the interior points, as you can see, of the entire thing. So K is very valuable for us, okay? So I can just kind of pick this up and bring it over here. And now you guys can see how I've kind of brought this entire portion like this, right? Now let's talk about wall paneling, guys, okay? So wall paneling is very simple as well. What is wall paneling going to be done and how is it going to be done? Well, I'll just erase these off and let me just kind of go and pick this up from here. I will pick it up till here. Now, obviously, this is very basic paneling, okay? Let's say just sill level paneling, but we want grooves over here because that's one important thing. What I'm saying is we want grooves over here. So not an issue. We can always build out grooves over here. Let's just have a look at how we would do that. So the first thing I'll do is I'll just straighten this out over here first. And once I'm done making this straight, I'll just go ahead and kind of build this cross section over here. So we'll just kind of go ahead and copy this up over here. Look, just look at this detail in the groove, okay? Very easy to do, and it's going to actually show you guys what all we can actually do with Sketchup as well. So I'll just kind of make this over here, okay? Now, once we're done with this, just have a look at what I'm doing. Okay, see, groove, okay? Simple, easy, very less time. It will not take us too much time also to do that. And again, line select. Follow. I'm using basically the follow me tool, guys. Okay, the follow me tool will let you build such kind of detailed grooves over here, okay? Just need to erase these off. And you guys can see, let me just erase this off to make it very clean. So you guys can see this kind of groove that I have created over here, correct? So we'll be learning how to do these grooves as well. And you can see the groove is gone all the way till here. Why is it not gone all the way till here as well? It's because I only selected both of these lines, okay? So we can easily kind of go all the way back, which is basically till here, correct? And now before I kind of select this, I can just go ahead and select all of these lines. You can see that I'm selecting this entire portion. Just to show you guys that both are possible as well, I'll just select this whole line till here. And what I'm going to do is just kind of go here and hit this in over here. All right, then again, we're going to kind of go ahead and select this whole portion over here. All right. Now, in this SketchUp tutorial, we are going to be learning not only about creating interiors and exteriors, because let's face it that that will not be a very difficult part. You will of course learn in detail, which will help you guys build a lot of models. But the main thing what we're going to see here is, apart from these details, is even how we can build small furniture and exterior with organic shapes. All right, so I'll just kind of finish this up over here, and you can see now how I've created this groove everywhere, right? So this groove is now going all over. So such kind of details can easily be done. And now once I'm done creating this portion, of course we can create a door, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to show you guys how to kind of now put up some furniture over here, okay? So let's see what kind of furniture we can put up here. The first thing I want to build is a sofa. So very quickly, we're going to see how to build a sofa, guys, okay? So see, there's this tool which is called Follow Me, all right? And Follow Me is this incredible tool which will let you do a lot of things very quickly. You just need to know how to use it with ease, of course, but with a lot of sense as well, that what Follow Me can really do for you all, okay? So I'll just quickly go ahead and build this sofa over here. All right, you can see what I've created, and I'll just erase this off. and we can just shorten this length. Of course, I'm not following a specific dimension right now, but of course, in the class, we do not work with any random dimensions, only live dimensions. So it will always benefit you in your real life as well, or whenever you guys are actually even practicing, all right? So we'll just quickly go ahead and make this into a group now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build its. So now guys, understand one thing, we have a 3D warehouse. That warehouse is going to let us, is going to help us to kind of, get in beds, mattresses, all these things. But mattresses and all we can bring in from the 3D warehouse. But there will be times when you will want to make your own bed, or when you will want to kind of build your own, let's say, lamp. So I'm going to be showing you even how to build an industrial lamp right now. So just kind of see that we need to put a little bit effort, no doubt, into modeling and thinking about the design. But you guys will not only enhance your thoughts with us, you guys will even kind of see how we can build those really good looking things very easily. Okay. And it's all about concept. Also, after the session, basically a masterclass session, we provide a 1 month guidance. Are you in your thesis? Are you doing are you in your job? Are you doing a job? Are you running your own practice? You guys will be facing issues after the class as well. So that's why I will be providing you guys with 1 month's free guidance as well. Now guys, I'm talking about building a sofa over here. Okay. So we'll just see that very quickly, how you can build a very easy sofa. Just have a look at this. Now easily with this. So have a look. That's it. I built the base of the sofa. Let's say I select kind of my wood over here. I'll just give this a wooden thing. Now we need we need kind of our cushions to come on top. So we'll just kind of select this portion. And again, I'll just be getting into this group over here, or we can just explode these right now since our back is in a group anyway. Select out my lines from here and let's just go ahead and follow me. So a lot of y'all, if you have used follow me, then understand what the benefits are of follow me, guys. Okay. You can see how easily that was created. All right. So I want this to help you guys to explore various options. Can I see sofa? So simple to create, correct? Let's make its legs now, guys. Okay. So we'll just make this into one single group and let's make its legs now. So for the legs, guys, understand what I'm doing is I'm kind of going to make, since all the legs are going to be same, we'll just first kind of place these legs in a proper place. All right. So you guys can see that. Just kind of place these legs everywhere first. Something like this. And I've made into a component. Like I've explained to you guys why components are helpful. If we work with components, we'll actually be able to create a lot more, a lot faster. Okay. So I'll just kind of place this one over here. Now let's enter into this. Okay. And this is as easy as creating a chamfered leg. So if y'all have ever wanted to create a chamfered leg, then see how that's done. Yeah, that's quite cool, right? So that was quite easy to create this chamfered leg. And this is not even one of the best furniture that we will be creating, and so fast. That is one of the main things I want you all to see. If you all have used other softwares, you will understand what I mean by saying it is working so fast, right? Of course, we can go ahead and detail out more of this by creating a handrest and all of that as well. But I won't be getting into that. I just wanted to show you how you guys can kind of build out basic furniture. But let's build a lamp, guys. Okay, let's build a lamp. Like obviously you want to put up a lamp over here. So I'll just kind of go quickly and build out a lamp. Very nice, actually a very industrial looking lamp again. So I think you guys would like this. It's a very industrial looking lamp. It's somewhat a replica of something that you would have got, something like Natuzi or somewhere there, or even at just like a Quirksmith store or something like that. All right. So I'll just make this into a component, call this legs again. So I just renamed it a little bit out there, completely fine. You guys will see that with very native, you can see I'm not using some extensions or something here, because that's because you can just create very nice things without using your extensions as well. Okay. We'll just kind of move this on the side or something like that. Now you can see how I'm kind of going to move this a further more out here to kind of get a very kind of, you know, a angular leg over here. Okay, so you can create very nice kind of furniture. And to be very honest, I love using Sketchup. So I have been practicing and I have been creating multiple new projects for all my students and for everyone to build. I literally change my projects every 3 to 4 months. It is new project, because new projects will help you guys not only create different things but also work very well, right? Please close your camera, whoever's connecting now, guys, camera, and put yourselves on mute, everyone. All right, so you guys can see that. Guys, please put your cameras on. Yeah, please. Thank you. So now I will make this into one single group, and let's kind of just flip this along right now. You can see that, right? So this is basically going to help you guys create such kind of things. Now, let's not get done right over here right now. Let's kind of build this into a nice lamp, right? So I can just kind of go ahead and select the center, and we'll just kind of make this portion out here. I hope this is helping you guys. Even if you all have used SketchUp in the past, you guys will be seeing what all different things we can be creating. So I'll just kind of go ahead and put up size over here like this. And let's say now that I give it an offset again, and let's just move this up right now, guys. Now we're not done with this. Let's make this lamp a little bigger. Right, so you guys can see what kind of a lamp that we have created over here quickly. I'll make this into a group. Let's kind of give some basic material to make it look a little better. So I'll just kind of give it wood over here. We'll give this like metal. Correct. And I'll just go ahead and give this some translucency. And we'll select metal again. And you guys can see how I'm doing everything from scratch. Okay, guys, understand this, that we're not only just kind of building we're not only just taking drafts or using warehouse, because I understand we have warehouse, but what are you working on? What are you learning? That makes a lot of sense, right? If you're learning something, then it's fine. If you're learning something after making your things on from Google SketchUp, it's fine. From 3D warehouse, it's fine. But here we're actually seeing practically how to build some kind of furniture, and how to actually build certain things, right, guys? Now you guys can see how I've placed this over here as well. Okay, so you can see I've kind of just placed that basic furniture over here. Now let's see something like like basically just a table and some chairs. I'm going to show you an ace chair. All right, call that the ace chair because we designed that and actually made it also. So we actually made it physically, and it was not obviously a little slightly different, but it worked and it looked very good. Okay, so I'll just kind of make a platform here first, guys. That would be basically where our chair would kind of be. And I'll just kind of copy this over here. Let's say 90. And over here, we can just kind of pull this out, something like this, something like this. Just a work area, a workspace I've built up over here. Okay, now let's go ahead and build this chair. Something more in detail, guys. Circles over here, you guys would have noticed, are very bad. By what I mean by bad is the circles are usually in very rigid surfaces. All we have to do is kind of create a smooth surface like this for a circle. Okay, that's going to help us out a lot. Now over here, I'm going to kind of replicate something what I did with my lamp itself. Okay, of course it won't be the exact same thing. It's a lamp and this is a basic chair, but still let's just see what we can do with using the native tools only. Okay, and right after this chair, I'm going to show you guys, like I told you all, that we can do something with organic facades as well. So just wait till I complete this chair. Now this chair will also be a little fascinating. I did this on a live video in Instagram, okay, just a couple of days ago itself, but I'll just show you guys that again if you have not seen it anyway. And we got something like this kind of. Let's just again over here, smoothing the arc is a very main motive for us. Okay, so when I select the arc, you guys will see sides are 12. You just turn that to 50, and I can just quickly go ahead and build this arc over here. Okay, now guys, once I've kind of created this out, right, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and make a rectangle. So what I'll do for that is kind of just copy this arc outside over here and build an upright rectangle. And you can see that I'm creating all of these things just with very native tools, right? So whether you're basically an architect or an interior designer, you can learn a lot with just using just these basic simple tools. So we'll just kind of do this over here, something like that. Let's erase this off. Yeah. One of my most favorite tools, follow me. We can create multiple different things with that. I'll just place this back in place, something like that. Okay, guys. Now see how everything starts to change. Okay. Though we have kind of just built this over here, let's see how everything is going to start to change now. Okay. How this entire chair is going to just start to get its own identity, guys. Okay. Just have a look at this now. That's perfect. We want a slope. And we're going to just erase now this off. Have a look at this, guys. Okay, own identity with its own chair now. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go ahead and give up some materials over here, which would be, let's say, wood. And obviously, if you guys do take up the masterclass sessions, we're going to be learning like every single thing over there in detail and how you guys can actually just build a lot of different things. Let's just go up over here, but just understand that I'm showing you guys all these things, so even if you all know it, you all can start to kind of replicate these things as well. Okay, and let's just go ahead and give a fabric over here. I'll just match with the fabric on the sofa. All right, guys, now we can just make copies of these. Have a look at this now. Okay, one like this, one like this. For all you interior designers or architects who build furniture, this is going to be really fascinating. You guys can see that. One like that. 3 different sections, guys. 3 different cross sections for 3 different backrests, guys. Okay, 3 different cross sections for 3 different backrests, everyone. Okay, have a look at that now. Once I'm done with this, just move this out from here and let's erase this off, guys. Have a look at this. You guys can see that. 3 different backrests. Okay, for 3 different cross sections. Okay, now we'll just make these into groups. And I will make all of them into one single group. And let's go ahead now and place this inside, guys. I mean, you guys would have been seeing that it takes so little time to create so much detail what I'm doing with furniture and everything in SketchUp. No doubt I've used it for 10 years, but it's not like it's going to take too much time, okay? This, if you guys will understand, it's going to just help you guys build everything in SketchUp itself. You don't even need to get into other softwares at all. And you guys can see how I've just put up these 3 things over here, all right? Now, guys, once we are done building this much, right? Once we're done building this much, I'm going to show you guys how to build some kind of now a little bit of curvy linear organic forms as well. Okay. So for that, what I will be doing now, guys, is I will be creating a very basic facade over here. All right. So let's just go ahead and say that I create something like this. All right, I'll pull this out over here in the front. And let me just select this line and kind of go behind. And you guys can see this portion which I've done over here. So this is going to be one of the most intriguing parts also what we can be creating with SketchUp, right? So just native push pull, of course, everyone knows, even if you're a beginner, you'll know that we can push pull with SketchUp. And that's basically it. But let's see how we can kind of create organic as well. Okay, all native tools, guys, all native tools. If you all have used this before, then you guys can start building this on your own as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of provide entry from both these sides and create like a nice organic shape over here. Okay, so just have a look at that, guys. Now when we're talking about organic shapes, we have to make sure that whatever we are selecting, right, we have a good size when we are working with it always. Okay, that is mandatory, guys. Now all of you all, please pay attention over here. We will be creating something really different over here. I don't know whether you guys have used this before. I'm sure if you guys are here, you guys either would have used it or just maybe seen it. So I'll just show you guys that very easily how we can build things now. Now pay attention, everyone. 1, 2, and look at that. Okay, so I'm just kind of going to go ahead and pick this up right now over here. We'll push this down and we'll pick this up. Now we can use particular dimensions while we are also doing this, guys. Okay, so let's just say I increase this first, the radius of it, and let's just go ahead and pick this up. Let's say 0.5. And let's just go down and put this down as well, 0.5. And let's just go ahead and 0.5. And I'm just following a particular dimension. Right, guys? Now, once we're done creating this, okay, you can see the time now. Okay, just have a look down. It's 11:39. See how much time it takes to build panels from here. Okay, all of you guys can now have a look at this. It will take very little time to actually, first of all, just go ahead and create panels. I'll just delete both of these, which we don't need. And let's begin. Okay, guys, so very easily we can go ahead and begin build these panels. I want to show you how fast also it's at working. It's super easy to actually create all of this, but at the same time, efficiency is good when things are fast also, right? So if things are fast, then it becomes easier for us itself, okay? So I'll just kind of go ahead here and create this down. And you guys can see that I am actually telling you guys that it's going to take that much time because I have used it for so much time that I know that it's not going to take more than just that much time to kind of build, okay? So once we have this over here, you can just count the proper number. I use 25, but we can use a little bit more. Okay, guys, and I don't want these over here. Let's quickly go ahead and get a front view like that. Let's quickly explode this out over here. Let's quickly intersect these with selections as well. And I'll just change this view. Okay, guys. Now, simple, very easy to understand, guys. We have to delete all the alternate ones if you want a proper panel. And you can see that. You can see how that organic shape is now taking life in panels, guys. So even if you guys have used this, you guys will be so inside, getting so much of insight on how we can actually go ahead and create such kind of things as well. You guys can see those awesome panels that we just created. Let's just go ahead quickly and put up these as well. Okay. And now we can just make this into one group. You can see it took me 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute to build that. Okay, guys, it is really easy to do such things, and it's not only going to be easy, but these are just very basics that we can do. We can do so many more things by just understanding what SketchUp will let us do. Okay, guys. So I'll just go ahead and copy this on the side over here as well. And let's just do a star to enter. That's fine. It's good enough. And now we'll just go ahead and quickly place this over here. So that'll be our front panel. So I told you, organic panel, guys, super easy, super efficient. And if you didn't know this, how would you make it in your design? Because first of all, a lot of my students, what they told me when they had joined initially was that if we don't know what to build, how are we supposed to use it in our design? Like if I have a plan, okay, that I want to show this kind of a form or this kind of a pattern, just look at that pattern, guys. 2 minutes. 11:40 to 11:42. I have 2 minutes to explain to you guys why my students felt this was important. It is important, guys, because if you cannot picture it only, okay, how are you going to go ahead and build it, right? If you believe that it's not possible to build this in SketchUp, how are you going to go ahead and kind of create this thing? So it's very important to know that you can build all of these things as well, okay, guys? So this is basically what I wanted to show you guys, that we can work with exteriors, we can build furniture, we can build different types of chairs, we can detail interiors, we can build grooves, and all of this was done in 45 minutes, guys. Obviously, we will, if you guys are interested in joining the class tomorrow, which a lot of y'all have come here for seeing the demo as well, we will be going through all of these things, okay, every single thing in this and in detail. We'll be learning exteriors, we'll be learning interiors, we'll be learning furniture, we'll be learning exterior detailing. Of course, I've not built a roof here, but we'll be learning different types of roofs, different types of facades. We'll be learning site detailing, how to use 3D warehouse, how to edit 3D works from warehouse. And the last thing we'll be learning is how to do rendering as well. So that's one thing which I want to explain to you guys, that V-Ray rendering is a plugin in SketchUp, though a lot of people nowadays use Corona, Lumi and all of these different things, but V-Ray rendering is important as well, okay? So I'm going to be adding that as well in this course. So that is going to be V-Ray rendering. That's going to be obviously basics, but I'm going to be explaining how materials are edited, what are different editings, how do you do lighting in V-Ray, how do you set scenes, how do you take out renders. All of these things are going to be taught. All right. Now, after this, I want you guys to stay back for Photoshop. If you guys are interested, Photoshop will begin in 5 minutes, guys. In Photoshop, we're going to be seeing how to build illustrations. Once you take out renders in Photoshop, how do you post produce them? How do you render plans and all these different things in Photoshop, guys? And if you guys are interested, the class begins from tomorrow, from the 25th to the 31st, 7 days. 2.5 hours each day. Sketchup will be from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and we will be learning all of these things in vast detail, guys. So you have your thesis submission in June. You have your, you're going to get back to office. Whatever it is, you're going to be completely taken care of, because full June, I'm going to give you guys free 1 month's guidance along with the class. Also, all the videos will be recorded and those videos will be uploaded after the class for a period of 1 week for you guys to go through. So all of these things will be covered as well. So if you guys are interested, just WhatsApp us on, or just send us a WhatsApp message that you guys want to join in from tomorrow. Sketchup is only for 3,250. That's it. I've done masterclasses all over India and we charge much more, obviously, because we go there in person. But over here, I'm provided those extra 1 month guidance, the extra everything to help you guys out. Okay. So if you guys are here, just wait on for 5 minutes. We'll be starting Photoshop within just 5 minutes. So it's 11:45, 11:50. I'm going to begin Photoshop and you guys will see how that too is going to benefit you guys a lot. I hope you guys like this. I'm just going to start the chat. Let me know if this helped you guys out to understand how you guys are going to be learning all of this, guys. I've opened up the chat. Let me know if you guys learned like a lot. You guys saw what kind of different furniture we can be creating. And if you guys are interested to join, you guys can just tell me right now as well, or just send me a WhatsApp message. Class will begin tomorrow. Tomorrow it's at 4 to 6:30. All right. And let me know. It's a limited seating class. I'm not going to be taking on a lot of people. Obviously, I want to keep it a short class itself. So let me know, guys, and I will just be stopping the video right now. But at 11:50, just in 5 minutes, I'm going to be starting with the Photoshop class, guys. Okay, so just hold on 5 minutes more, and then we'll start with our Photoshop class, guys. If we do something like this, guys, it's actually going to look very different for all of us. All right. Now, this is basically one of the plans that we have worked with. I'm going to quickly go ahead and show you guys a section as well. Okay. Just have a look at this. This is a section that I'm going to get into. So before I go for the section, the main thing I want to just do in the section is showing you guys a basic environment setting. Okay. Actually, let's not do this section because I can do all of that in elevation as well, which is going to be more simpler and you guys will see a lot more in it. So I'll just put up this elevation over here and let's quickly just go ahead and see what all we can do with this, right? So again, guys, super easy to create anything at all over here. I'm just kind of going to create my layers. Remember, layers are something which are super important. I'm sure you guys are seeing why all of these softwares are going to benefit you guys, right? Because you should know the benefits of this as well. Basically, apart from just your architecture work, guys, to be very honest, we are designers, we are creative people. If you're an interior designer, then all of us are creative people over here, right? So just being creative will open so many doors for us, guys. When we're using Photoshop, we'll be able to do things like graphic design, things like post creations, things like post productions, things like logo creations. Of course, all of you all know this. I know all of you all know this. And all of this is easily done just with this one single software. Trust me. Okay, you don't need Illustrator. You don't need. It's always good to know those softwares because it helps you in different ways. But if you can use just these tools, which we are teaching you guys, right, which is Photoshop, it'll help you guys create multiple things very easily. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. The masterclass, which is happening now in the next week, is basically for only one single week. That's it. 7 days, 2.5 hours each. You can do the calculation on the number of hours. So it's going to be what? 14 plus 4.5, 14 plus 3.5 hours. And that's around 17.5 hours of direct SketchUp, guys. which is so much, which is completely great. We wouldn't, you guys would not even need more than that. Trust me, once you're done with that, you'll never need to learn SketchUp again, okay? Because you'll be able to explore on yourself. That's what I make you guys do. I will make you guys learn how you should explore on yourself, and build your own thoughts, build your own your own self in that software very easily, because that's a very good thing that it will be good for all of you all to do as well, okay? So what I'm going to quickly do here is I'm just going to quickly go ahead and give patterns over here. So just stay with me until I give these patterns, guys. Okay. All right, you can see we have added this to this layer itself, and we want this in a different layer, guys. See, layers matter a lot, otherwise things just start to jump out like that. Right now we'll just go ahead and quickly give a pattern over here. Okay, guys, now we can quickly go ahead and I'll just apply this in all these other spaces as well. So similar type of an exterior portion, except here I will add a cladding effect, guys. Yeah, and one more thing, Photoshop and SketchUp work hand in hand. Okay, so if we are trying to build out a thing over here, yes, of course, we can even assume that the shadows which we pick up from SketchUp can easily come over here. So remember that what I said, the shadows which we pick up from here will easily come on SketchUp as well. Okay, sorry, will easily come on Photoshop directly, and that's going to be something which is going to change your entire look of your render. Okay, your Photoshop render, guys. If you're bringing in shadows in from SketchUp, you'll get the actual angular shadows that we need. But let's say that we don't have the angular shadows, which is also completely fine. What we want to do is we want to know how we can just give, how we can provide a very good view for this itself. And that's going to basically be taken care of by just using the shadows which Photoshop lets us add. Okay, so that's going to be something which is going to help us out a lot, and you guys can see that over here what I'm doing right now very easily. Just put this layer up now. You guys can see that over here, right? And you can see the shadows are falling now everywhere. We'll just quickly go ahead and put a shadow out here as well. Of course, there are some things like these global lights and all, which you guys will understand once you guys have understood what Photoshop will let you do exactly. But let's kind of go ahead and let's talk about reflection. I'm going to show you guys how you can add a very basic reflection also, guys, over here. So let's just see this, right? So this is going to kind of change the thought directly, right? Your glass is going to want to reflect a sky, which is something which will you guys will see on Lumion happening, but very rarely on Photoshop. But it's very simple to do, guys. So it's a very easy thing that we can create, and this is something that I'm going to just show you guys over here. You guys can see that, right? So that's something which we have done right now, and I'll just kind of move this layer also on top as well over here. So we have got something. So you can see how we have got this reflection of the sky over here as well. Okay, and very easy to actually do is kind of open up some silhouettes, because we obviously will add human figures to kind of make it look make it look well good, and to add some human also in it. And we can easily just go ahead and select the things that we want. So I'll just select this guy for now, and we'll drag this person into this portion over here. And you can see how I'm kind of just scaling this guy right now over here. I will just put this one over here. And I'm hoping all of y'all who have used Photoshop might be understanding that these small things, right, like reflection and stuff, will actually improve your entire drawing itself, and how it should, look itself in its all. And you can see how we have kind of created this entire thing over here. Now, guys, once I have put up this person over here, we can talk a little bit about lighting also. Okay, so let's say that this portion over here, we can set up a light. Okay, so I'm not trying to get into completing any of the drawings over here. I'm just trying to show you as much as I can that what all Photoshop will let you complete. Okay, of course, having speed in Photoshop is also very important, guys. But we can do multiple things if we just need to spend a little time to understand how these work. Okay, so you guys can see that over here what I'm doing. Just putting up a color. Let's just kind of change this right now over here. And mainly now we want to diffuse this entire light, guys. Okay. And yeah. And you guys can see how we have kind of just created this spotlight quickly over here, right? So easy to create this spotlight, guys. Not even an issue. And we can just go ahead and add a couple of things in it just to make it look a little bit more, well, a little bit more with actual how it should be. And let's just say we do something like that, right? We can easily go ahead also up here, guys, and kind of just flip around with the colors a little bit, guys. Something like that, guys. All right, and let's kind of increase this scale out here and reduce this opacity. So you guys can see how we've kind of got this cool dark to this cool yellow to white movement happening over here. So creating lights is something which we have to know also. Obviously, I've created it right now in the parking area, but we can create it in multiple more places. Okay, so it's not going to be very difficult for all of us to create these things once we know how to use Photoshop, guys. Okay. Now, before we go ahead, of course, I've just shown you guys renderings, but apart from renderings, let's talk about illustrations. Okay, so illustrations are something which is going to be important also for all of y'all when y'all want to create certain kinds of certain kinds of drawings or certain kinds of edits to your direct model. So please have a look at this, all of y'all. This is a SketchUp file, okay, a SketchUp export, not even a render, just a very basic SketchUp thing that we can easily make in 2 minutes. I showed you guys that we created so much. This will take you less than 2 minutes to build, okay? And I want to show you guys what are we going to do with this, all right? So over here, we can easily just go ahead and kind of create out very different things over here. So illustration is, understand one thing, okay guys, illustration is something which would be used in magazines, okay, which would be used in some places like that, where we can actually go ahead and create out very different kinds of looks for a particular space. It does not mean that we have to always have a render. Like Lumion gives us what? Realistic renders and a little animated renders and all of that. But we don't need to always build that, right? Sometimes we would want to build another type of view as well, okay? So let's just see how we can actually build another type of view very easily, which is basically what I would like to call an illustration. And a lot of people have this misconception that illustrations can only be created in Illustrator, as the name would suggest, okay? But as the name would suggest, people would see that things could only be created in Illustrator, but that's not completely necessary, because we can kind of build out things in things very easily in Photoshop as well, okay? So just have a look at that, guys. Right, and over here, let's give it a pattern overlay also. And just something like that. So you can see how I've easily put this portion up over here, guys. And now let's just do one similar thing. We're just going to copy this over here. I'm going to paste this over here. And let's just kind of go ahead and change the gradient over here. We don't want that. So something just like this. And if you guys have used Photoshop, you guys would be knowing that all of these things are quite easy to do. But now I'm going to show you something very, very different, okay, over here. This is something which will kind of, show you guys what Photoshop can really help you guys do. Basically, perspective view is something which is very important, guys. And how do we create that very easily over here is also what I'm going to be showing you guys, right? Right, something over here. Let's push this up. Let's pull these down. Everything has to be done with references, guys. References are going to help you guys build a lot easier, a lot more, okay? So you guys can simply see the things that I am creating over here. Right, obviously you'll be learning in depth all these different things that we are also doing if you guys just join the masterclass. 7 days, guys. Masterclass of Photoshop is from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? So I think that's a morning batch that we have right now. And It's actually going to be very easy. You can take up both also if you all want. Just merge these. Let me push this down over here. Of course, these are certain things that if you all have used Photoshop, you all would be able to do it on your own also. But just have a look at the different things that is possible. That's something which should, you guys have to understand that these things, okay, this is possible. I can do this in Photoshop. That's what will actually let you guys, think about much more things that you can build or you can create on your own also, okay? Now, once I'm done with this, guys, let's have a look at how we kind of do the perspective of this. See, there are so many different things that we are going to be creating over here. Everything has a meaning, right? Like if I'm building this perspective thing over here, right? So you guys can just see easily how I can now lay it on the floor. Have a look at that, right? Laid on the floor. So simply, look at that. It's laid. We just laid it on the floor very easily, proper perspective setting, everything is done, okay? And now I told you that this is an illustration, so we'll focus on some illustration objects also, guys, okay? So let's just say I'm going to now kind of pick up certain objects from here itself. I'm hoping you guys are understanding. Just even if you guys are know how to do all of this, it's perfect. Just understand that this is the way, this is the method. We will be adding such kind of objects to give this kind of look that we want, okay? And you have to understand, you will, if you're doing an illustration, you will not go ahead and get very basic things like, okay, regular lamps and stuff. You want to pick up illustrative lamps, you want to pick up certain things like that. And you have to understand how the perspective also changes when you're placing certain objects. This is center over here, this is center over here. That kind of understanding will only come if you guys have practiced and you guys have used, okay? Now, once I'm done with this, I'll just go ahead quickly and kind of build out a lighting also over here, guys. So like I had shown you guys already that creating lighting is no big deal at all. It's quite simple itself. I just want you guys to be assured that these things are not difficult and can be learned and can be done on your own very easily as well. Also Photoshop again, Photoshop also you guys will be getting 1 month guide. So best part would be if you guys have your thesis coming up, right? You will use Photoshop for your renders, right? And you guys can always ask us any issues, any doubts you guys are facing. We'll be giving you 1 month's free guidance. You can use that on your thesis as well, on your final design submission as well, like most of our students are doing. Okay, once we are done with this, guys, over here, now you guys can see this, what we have laid over here. So this is something that we have created. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly go ahead and open up the actual final the cafe which we have, right? So just have a look at this. So this is something that we had created like separately. So you can see we have built this bookshelf out over here. We have put up these planters. We've done lights over here as well. So all these things can easily be created, and this is the same thing, all right? So you can see this vast difference, right, guys? The vast difference if when we just bring it in from Sketchup. So this is the vast difference that you guys will be seeing, right? If we can take something just this basic, okay, and create something like this, it's a big difference in Photoshop itself. It will help us too much, all right? Now, this is obviously one of the few things that we will be doing. Like I've shown you guys, elevation rendering, plan rendering, all right, furniture placing, okay. I've shown you guys cafe editing. I've shown you guys, how to put up lights and elevations. I'm going to show you guys one last thing is post-production, which I think a lot of y'all would be interested in also. Post-production is basically, let's talk about Lumion. This is one of the Lumion views that we have created out of Lumion. You guys can see that Lumion view, right? This view looks decent on its own also. I know that it looks fine on its own. It has lights, it has everything. Let's see how we can enhance this very easily, guys, okay? See, you have to understand anything what we take after rendering, right? On Lumion also, you can easily bring it in post-production and create it to become something very different, to make it look very nice, okay? So these are some things basically which you will be able to learn only after you guys learn how to create photo, or after you learn how to do Photoshop, okay? So whether you're an architect, interior designer, design enthusiast, you're just anyone who wants to learn Photoshop for any reason, this is really going to be an awesome course for you, because we cover everything. I'm not just going to cover, okay, renderings. Okay, sheet compilation. Okay, how do you do illustrations? Okay, how do you do post production? How do you create, how do you put up write-ups everywhere? All these different things are going to be covered in one single course. So it's like an enhanced thing of one single course. The same way the SketchUp is of interiors, exteriors, furniture, 3D detailing, very small details, furniture modeling. We're going to even learn in that how to create, how to do V-Ray rendering. So all of these things in one package. That's what makes it a course. We're not just trying to, do one thing itself. So guys, now quickly have a look at the difference. Okay, I'm going to do a before and after of this as well. You guys will see the kind of difference that we can create easily by just using Photoshop. Okay, and you guys will actually, I am sure you guys would like what we can do with Photoshop itself. It's going to be really great to see this right now. Before and after would actually show you guys the maximum what Photoshop has to offer. Okay, guys. So that's something which Photoshop is very good at, is post production. All the biggest of the people, all the best of the renders are not submitted normally. Even if you're in college, the person who does the best render never submits a render directly from let's say V-Ray, Lumion, or wherever. Everybody does post production. That is something which you guys have to understand. Post production is something which will actually enhance the entire view and will give us that more realistic look when we are trying to, create something. So of course everything goes hand in hand. I would say if you learn SketchUp, then Photoshop is necessary. If you learn Lumion, then Photoshop is necessary. So all of these things definitely go hand in hand. But you guys have to also understand that learning them separately or learning individually just for a particular reason will also help you. Okay, biggest of the post-production firms, if you're not an architect or not an interior designer, but you just want to join the design field, then a lot of people hire people who know Photoshop. You can see I've built reflection over here, guys. Very quickly, easy reflection over here. Right, post production, as I'm telling you guys, is super important and it is necessary. Okay, it is important and it is necessary, and it will help you guys enhance your view. So if you're planning on becoming a guy who wants to do post product, who wants to create views, or who wants to do 3D visualization, impossible without post production, or at least I would say it's impossible without finalizing it through post production, guys. Okay, so certain things, like I'm telling you guys over here, is very important. You can see that kind of concealed lightment which I'm trying to remove out over here. So if you guys have used Photoshop, you guys will understand that creating this kind of concealed lighting. Now you can see that difference over here. Small thing, big difference. That's a thing which we have to understand for this. It's a small thing, but it's a very big difference. Okay. And similarly, we'll just put it up over here also, guys. Concealed lighting. You guys can see that what I'm doing. And I'm going to be teaching you guys crazy amount of insights. Okay, crazy amount of things. What is going to help you guys build multiple types of different things over here, guys. Okay, so we just go ahead and put up an inner also. I prefer having this always. This is something which I prefer doing. You guys can take that up as well. Always makes it look a little better. And we'll just kind of vanish off this portion over here. Right, guys, and let's kind of go ahead and stretch this down over here. Quite good, right? So conceal lighting, guys, right? Something like these which will actually help you guys enhance your entire drawing is very necessary. Okay, and how much you have to do, till where you have to do, till how much you have to do for it to look very good. All of this I'm going to be telling you guys in the class, going to be showing you guys in the masterclass sessions. That's why it's called a masterclass session. Guys, we have been using Photoshop. I have been using Photoshop for almost 7 years and SketchUp for almost 10 years now. There are some things which Photoshop and SketchUp can do for you guys, which will help you guys build crazy amount of things. Okay, and very easy things. You don't have to be someone very talented or you don't have to be someone who's used it for a long period of time. You just have to be someone who has the need for learning it. Okay, because I'm not saying that it's only in 7 days. Even I know that, but 7 days is a lot. I teach students in 2 days, and they still are with me till today. So you can see that kind of the kind of things that we are doing, right? 2 days. My masterclass is usually for 2 days when this COVID-19 was not there. It was only over a weekend, guys. 2 days only over a weekend, and that's what it's all about, guys. So you guys can have a look over here. This is basically the render that we brought in from Lumion. Good enough, everything is great. With a little bit of post-production, guys, we get a more finer view, a more finer detailing over here. We get lighting up everywhere. We lighten the things properly, what we don't need. All of these things will take place. If you guys are interested in learning Lumion, we have an online course on Lumion, guys. It's going to take you through exterior, interiors, everything. It's only for 1,050 rupees at the moment, okay? Just for 1,050, 70% of it's actually for 3,500. Lumion is a very easy course to learn. You can learn it online from our online course. All you have to do is log on to acedesigninstitute.com. So see, today in Photoshop, what we did was we covered illustrations, guys. We covered, I showed you guys doing post-production. I show you guys how to render plans, elevations, how to add furniture, how to put up artificial lighting. All these different things I have shown you guys right now. Of course, the masterclass session is going to have multiple more things, much more in detail, which is happening from tomorrow 25th to the 31st, guys. It's going to be from 4 o'clock to from 9 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock. So for 2 hours we're going to have this session, and in the evening we're going to have a SketchUp session from 4 o'clock to 6:30. And I'm again saying that, guys, after you learn the masterclass session and after you are once you guys have attended the sessions, right, I'm going to be giving you guys 1 month's free guidance on the WhatsApp group. So it's going to be me personally helping you guys out wherever you guys are having a doubt, wherever you guys are facing issues, wherever you guys are having problems. We will be solving all of that as well. Okay, so that's something which is going to be very useful for you guys. Okay, so if you guys have understood what we are going to be covering in both our sessions, I want you guys to let me know by today evening whether you guys want to join, because we're not going to take more than a couple of people in these sessions. So it's going to be a very short group, a very focused group, and personal guidance is going to be given to all of y'all after the class. 100% personal guidance, and even after the 1 month, right? All my A students are with me till today. The first student I had until now, whichever student we have, right? They all are with me till today. I say 1 month guidance on a focused group. But after that, we have a very big family of more than 450 students with us who always help each other out. I try helping as much as I can, but the helping process will take you through first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. If you have learned SketchUp once, or if you have learned SketchUp before and you're not happy with it, understand Ace Design Institute is such a team where our students not only help the students, they bring in so many more insights for all of us. I have my students hiring my students, guys. So that's some kind of a family that we have created at Ace. Okay, so whether you have, once you're done with the entire 1 year, 1 month guidance, you will be with us for like almost ever, right? So if you have started learning in first year, second year, third year, whichever year you are in, or whether you're just in 12th, I don't know where you guys are from, yeah, or what you guys are, or what's your particular. But I saw many interior designers and many architects were there. You guys, if you are an architect, if you're a professional, you will learn with us. Then you will be in our group, whether you're a masterclass student, whether you're a classroom student. Okay, you will be in our group for a very long time. You will, if you need help, let's say 6 months later, you will get help from either us, from one of my trainers, or from one of the students itself. You will always be taken care of, guys. That's kind of how we kind of work with Ace Design Institute, and the way the curriculum is entirely set. So I hope you guys liked these sessions. I hope you guys saw the amount of insights that were there in this. You guys can just send in a chat over here if you guys liked it. Let me know. I tried showing as much as there is possible in SketchUp, as much as there is possible in Photoshop, the kind of things that we will be covering in the masterclass sessions as well. And I really would like to see you guys there. So do let me know. It's a limited seating batch. Just send in a WhatsApp. You can do a personal text as well, and we will get you guys enrolled today at 4 o'clock, guys. There is a rhino and there is a grasshopper workshop as well happening. Okay, and it's happening by a trainer who's a master in digital architecture. Okay, architect Samujjal Paul. So I want you guys, if you guys are interested in that two masterclass is starting from tomorrow. So, but if you guys are looking for SketchUp and Photoshop, then we have it from tomorrow. So I'll see you guys. You guys can send me texts if you guys want to join the sessions. 3,250 rupees for SketchUp Masterclass and 2,999 rupees for Photoshop Masterclass. 7 days, 1 month personal guidance, and after that you guys will have a complete family as well behind you to help you guys out. So I'll see you guys later. Nice teaching you all, nice talking to all of y'all as well. Thank you guys for being in this class and being patient. I hope you guys liked it and it was insightful for you guys. Take care, guys. I'll see you guys in another session. Bye bye. If you guys have any doubts also, I'm here on chat for the next 5 minutes. You guys can just put up some messages. I'm here to talk to you all as well if you guys have any doubts. Or you guys can exit also, no worries. Welcome, Pankaj. Right, guys. So all these different things will be covered, and I'll see you guys in a masterclass session. We have Rhino and Photoshop in the evening as well, guys. So if you guys want to watch that out, it's at 4 o'clock. You can send me a text. I'll add you to the group as well. All right, thank you guys for attending. I'll see you guys in another session. You guys can exit if you all want. I'll be closing the group in a minute. E-learning is basically, guys, see, e-learning is something which is on our platform because we believe that a lot of things can be learned through videos as well. Of course, there is a difference in what all is covered in an e-learning platform and what all is covered in a masterclass or in a classroom section. Little difference, of course. And as SketchUp is an introduction to SketchUp. So if you take that, then we're going to have an advance to SketchUp coming out in the e-learning as well. The e-learning is basically, guys, you'll be having access to all these different videos, all right? And the videos are basically going to let you guys go through all the tutorials in a particular order which we have set, and we have created these videos only for e-learning. So it's not like some recorded Zoom session which is on it. No, it's a particular video which is created only for e-learning. Okay, and every single e-learning topic has a comment section below. So if you're finding some problem, you can just put up a comment and it will be solved as well. So we help you guys that way also in the e-learning. And you have 365 days access to the e-learning, guys. Okay, online class is basically, see, online is a 1 hour session, okay? And we have 15 to 16 sessions of SketchUp. So 1 hour session, 15 to 16 sessions of SketchUp. The things which are covered in a masterclass and in an online class are almost the same, okay? Masterclasses cover, so how do I say, a little less modeling, a little less formal modeling, so you all understand, you'll all get more of it, but more of detailing. So if you take up either, to be very honest, you take up an online class or you take up a master class, you'll never have to take up another class after that. That is as honest as I can get. So either class is going to be exactly the same, beneficial. The topics are a little different because we have created it in such a way so that fast learning through masterclass sessions 2.5 hours is done better, and online classes we have time to provide 1 hour per day, right? So that's the only difference. Either way, you're going to have guidance, you're going to have 1 month guidance, you're going to have the ACE member. After that, you're going to be a part of all of that after you're done. So it's going to be completely fine. You want an online class. At the moment, online classes are on hold because you know, everything is I think by June 2nd or 3rd we're going to have COVID-19, you know, a little relaxed. So we're going to maybe start maybe 15 masterclass sessions tomorrow for a week. We have it. So either way, whatever you guys are interested in, you guys can just send a DM on WhatsApp itself and we'll get you registered. Okay. So SketchUp is 3,250, like I said, for the masterclass, and Photoshop is 2,999. So you guys can just send in a DM. I'm going to stop this session now. It was amazing talking to you guys. I will see you guys in another session. Today at 4 o'clock, we have Rhino and Grasshopper, guys. No, there's a little difference. SketchUp is for SketchUp e-learning has a couple of things which are not covered as much as what the masterclass would cover. But it does cover a vast amount as well. The only difference is, of course, the live the live personal guidance which you guys will get from us directly in the class. So we'll actually help you guys out. You'll be working in the masterclass itself. It's not going to be just like, you know, showing you guys certain things. It's going to be actual learning in the class itself. You guys will be practicing in the class. We'll give you time to practice. We'll give you time to work. All of that is going to happen. Okay, guys, so I'm going to stop this session here and I will see you guys in another class. Take care. Bye-bye.